Once again, welcome everyone to the second workshop in the DHIS2 Web App Academy online edition in 2020. Hope you are all doing well and safe and staying indoors probably for the most part around the world. But we're glad that you could join us today for this workshop on web application development in the DHIS2 ecosystem. For those of you who were a part of our workshop in June, welcome back. And for those of you who weren't, that's totally fine. You can find all of the material online. I'll go over some of that as well. But we're looking forward to diving a little bit deeper into some of the more advanced topics of application development and how to build really robust and generic high quality applications for the DHIS2 ecosystem and how to share those with the community as well. Today we'll be diving into the last topic that we touched on in the June Academy or June workshop, which was working with the app runtime and data queries to fetch data from the DHIS2 API. We're going to touch on some of the more advanced features of the app runtime and play around with some of those. We also have a slightly different format than we did in the last workshop. We're learning as we go. And I'll be sharing a little bit more about that as well. Just to get us started, let's get going. So welcome. This is again the second workshop in this series. We've had a sort of a three-part series for this academy this year, trying something very different. And welcome your feedback now or in the future as you see how this goes. We had a first workshop, as I mentioned, in June. We then also had participants that were taking part in the full academy and looking for a certification, completed a project across the month of July. And then this is the third component, which is the second workshop. If you weren't a part of all three of those components, don't worry about it. There's all the material is available online and will continue to be available online, and you can go back and review it. And learn everything that there is to learn, as well as we'll be probably following up this workshop, this academy, in 2021 with another version if you're looking for that certification. So we'll talk more about that later on in the week. Looking now at what the day's schedule today will be like, and most of the days this week should be pretty similar to this. We'll start with the first set of introductions, review a little bit the July project that several people have submitted, and then talk a little bit about logistics for the week. We'll also do a round of introductions for everyone that's on this call so that we can get to know each other and have a little bit of a dialogue. We'll then have a quick 15-minute break. We're going to break up the 3-hour sessions this time around with a couple breaks. So we have 2 15-minute breaks throughout the day. That'll help, I think, to kind of break up the sessions as well as let people stretch their legs, take a facilities break, those types of things. After the first break, we will have a presentation that I will be presenting on advanced data queries and mutations following on from the content that we finished with in the last workshop. I'll start with a review of that content and then talk about some of the more advanced features of app runtime. We'll then have another 15-minute break, and then we'll go into something that we're trying that's a little different from the last workshop, which is breakout sessions. So we'll break into smaller groups, maybe 5 or 6 people per group, and we will discuss among ourselves and work together on the exercises that follow on that presentation. So the point of this is to help people that are struggling maybe with understanding the content or have questions that need answering, working with their peers, your peers on that in that breakout group to work through those challenges so that everyone learns and the people that are teaching or helping others are also learning themselves and solidifying their understanding and exchanging knowledge that way. We'll also have some of the instructors who I'll introduce in a minute going around to those different breakout sessions to help out with those groups and answer any questions that come up. And that'll also be the start of working on a few exercises that we've put together for today, and there'll be a few for each day that you can work on together in that group if you finish all the questions that everybody has, as well as you can work on those on your own afterwards if you'd like, and we'll review them tomorrow morning. Again, the workshop, the total schedule of the workshop is 4 days long, so it will be today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. The same time every day, so from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 1300, that's Central European time. The DHIS2 is based in Oslo, so we base our times in Central European time. I know there are people across many different time zones here, so do your own conversion in your head. That'll be every day for the next 4 days of this week. We'll close on Friday with some more kind of sessions as well. Yeah, looking forward to this and working with all of you today and over the next few days. So now to introduce some of the course team. I'm second from the bottom left here, but my name is Austin McGee. I am a software architect and engineer at DHIS2 on the core team. I originally am from California in the United States. But I live in Paris, France, and sometimes visit Oslo, where the most of the DHIS2 core team is located at the University of Oslo. We're kind of an international and remote group here. I'll introduce a couple of people that aren't on the call yet as well, and then the people that are on the call today can introduce themselves. First here we have Christos. I don't think he's on the call yet today. He is on the far right. He is Greek, but living in Germany and working on the DHIS2 core team as well, particularly on the tracker applications. Then we have on the bottom left, Milagros, who is based in Peru and works with the core team specifically on mobile applications, so web applications that are focused on mobile use cases. So configuring the Android application for DHIS2, for instance. On the bottom center, we have Lars, who is one of the original engineers at DHIS2 and the lead engineer today. Probably most of you know him. Some of you may remember his API introduction, which covered quite a bit of material in June. And I think, no, it looks like everyone else is here. So I'll go ahead and start at the top left. Jan Gerke, are you there and willing to introduce yourself?
Yes. Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Jan Gerke, and I'm based in Germany. I'm another core developer working mostly on platform apps and the UI libraries. And I will tell you something about how to test applications and code in 2 days.
Great, thanks. Hendrik, you want to kick us off for the next one?
Yeah, sure. My name is Hendrik. I'm based in the Netherlands, also a core developer on the platform team. I work on a lot of different apps and also on the UI libraries. And I'll be telling you something about generic app development in tomorrow's workshop.
Great. Thanks. Wahed, are you here?
Yeah. Hi. My name is Wahed, and I'm based in Norway. I work on, right now at least, support material for developers, and I'm going to present how to submit apps to the app log on Friday.
Great, thanks. Simona?
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Simona. I'm from Czech Republic, but I'm based in with the core team in Oslo. So I'm working on creating online learning materials for DHIS2 and also supporting digital academies. Looking forward to meet you all.
Great, thank you. Alice, I think, is next.
Yes, hi, my name is Alice. I'm French, based in Oslo, and I'm working as academic coordinator within his PUIU team. So I think I've been in touch with most of you actually. So welcome. Thank you.
And Mathieu?
Hi everyone, I'm Mathieu. I'm French as well, living in Oslo as well. and I'm coordinating the digital learning effort, specifically on the more on the platform side. So welcome to this academy workshop.
Great. Thank you. And I just want to thank everybody who's was just introduced for all of their work in helping to put this together. It's been a team effort, and we're also working on getting the next version of DHIS2 out to you as well. So they have some deadlines this week. I really want to especially thank the core developers who are here on the call today and will be helping to instruct this week for giving some of their time to help share some of the developer love for our DHIS2 community. Thanks, everybody. And now we're going to go around the room, the virtual room, and introduce all of our participants. So we're going to try and keep this really short if we can for each person that's on this call. We have quite a few people, but if you can, some of you may recognize this from the last time we came around. If you had a favorite food last time, feel free to say your favorite movie or television show or something like that instead, or your favorite food again if you'd like. But I'll go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves, where they're from, what organization they're working with, some of their background maybe as a developer or with DHIS2, maybe what they're looking forward to from this academy, and then your favorite food. So I think if I can think the best way to do this is to start at the top alphabetically. And I think I'm going to turn on the ability for participants to unmute themselves. It's on. Great. Yeah, so maybe we can start at the top with Alfredo Muchanga.
Hi, my name is Alfredo Muchanga. I am from Mozambique, working on Saudigitus. At Saudigitus, he's Mozambique. I am DHIS2 implementer and software developer. My favorite food is Mozambican local food. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have Arafat.
My name is Arafat Hussein Al-Khashabi. I'm Yemeni. I work in WHO Yemen, and my background, I am an IT, but haven't been working in IT for a long time. So my specialty is safety and health, and now I'm doing my master in public health. My favorite food is mandi. It's rice with meat. It's from Yemen. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. And forgive me if I mispronounce anybody's name here, but next I have Aung. Ong.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, I am from Myanmar and I am working as a software developer, liquid Ministry of Health officer. So I joined this workshop and I want to learn DHIS2. Yeah, my favorite food is local foods called tofu nui. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Next on my list, I have Bakhtash Salehi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bakhtash Salehi from Afghanistan, working with the Palladium Group. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Having 8 plus years experience in application development, mostly .NET technologies. I also support the implementation of the DHIS2 based Ministry of Public Health data warehouse since 2016. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next on my list, I have Carlos Jeje. Don't know if I pronounced that name correctly.
Yeah, it was right. So my name is Carlos Jeje. I'm from Mozambique, working with Mozambique Saudigitus, and I'm a software developer.
Do you have a favorite food?
Yeah, local food here in Mozambique called matapa.
Ah, okay, great, thank you. Next is Carlos Alonso.
Hi, I'm Carlos Tejo and I'm from Spain. I am a software engineer with a special interest in linked and open data, and I work as the DHIS2 consultant, mainly working with the API. My favorite food is just fresh food.
Great, thank you. Next, I have Chamika. Yeah. Senanayak.
Yes. Yep, correct. Hi, my name is Dr. Chamika from Sri Lanka. I'm currently a medical officer attached to the Ministry of Health. I'm pursuing the degree in anti-health informatics at University of Colombo, and I'm kind of new to the a new developer. I have some experience in front-end web development, and also I've been involved with a lot of DHIS to implementing project in the past 2 years. And my favorite food would be Japanese sushi, although we are usually accustomed to spicy Sri Lankan food. Thank you.
Right, thank you. And next on my list, the name is Clement.
Hi everyone, my name is Banungu Adajo. I'm from Togo. I'm working for East West Africa. So I'm information system developer and DHIS2 implementer. My favorite food is Ibebedu. Thank you.
And Damien Scarlett. Damien?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good day, my name is Damien. I'm working in Belgium, but from Australia. I work for MSF doing some eHealth stuff, so with DHIS and Kobo and some other fun mobile data collection tools. Background, I've worked in ICT a lot. And favourite food, last time it was Vegemite, but now since it's summer, I'm into some spicy food, so good green or red curries from Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Vegemite a winter-only dish?
Sort of. It's better on a toasted cheese sandwich, and it's better when it's nice and warm.
Fair enough. Thanks. Next, I have Ibrahim Anam.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Ibrahim Anam. I'm from Yemen. I'm working as an information management officer for UN OCHA. I'm implementing DHIS and humanitarian tracker and support the implementation for the Ministry of Public Health. My favorite food is seafood. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next on the list is Fad. F-A-H-D.
Yeah, I'm from Saudi. I'm from Saudi. I live in Turkey. I'm working with another company. I was working for systems engineer, working as a software developer. I'm working different foods. I think all foods company basically in Malaysia's maybe I think thank you.
Thank you. It was a little bit hard to hear you, but yeah, thank you for introducing yourself.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Next, I have Gerard Bisama.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. My name is Gerard Bisama. I'm from DRC, Congo. I'm based in Kinshasa. I work for Intrialf International. I have almost 4 years implementing DHIS2, and I work most of the time on the project concerning interoperability to integrate DHIS2 with other platform health information system using API. So my favorite food is grilled fish and pondu. Pondu is a local food, is made of cassava leaves and palm oil. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Next on my list, I have Didier Iguereneza.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, very well.
Okay. My name is Giraneza Didier. I'm from Rwanda. I'm based in Kigali. I work for HISP Rwanda as a software developer. I've been working in software development for more than 4 years, I think now. We support Ministry of Health in DHIS2 implementation and DHIS2 development across Africa and the world, I think here. My favorite food is French fries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And next I have, it looks like Josue or Jose. Jose.
Yeah, thank you. You just pronounced it quite well, actually.
Oh, thank you.
My name is Jose Mutabazi. I'm from Rwanda. I'm working for Clinton Health Initiative Access, just known as CHAI, and the program called Hepatitis. I'm software coordinator. And recently I've been working with HISP Rwanda as a software developer for about 3 years. And I just have almost 3 years or 4 years of experience in DevOps, software development career. And my favorite food is Super Dog Deluxe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next on my list, I have, it looks like Maurice Jr. Maurice?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. My name is Maurice Jules. I'm from Rwanda, working with HISP Rwanda. And I've been in software development for about 3 years now. And with HISP, we work with different health organizations, especially Ministry of Health, to support different DHIS2 implementations. Looking forward to learning a lot with you all. My favorite food is chicken biryani. I don't know if some people know it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Next on my list, I have Mukaila Laboja. I can't hear you if you're speaking, Mukaila. Seems like maybe your microphone is not working.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. I am Mukaila Laboja. I am a software developer, and I have been developing software for about 10 years, from 10 years now. So I'm working currently in HISP West and Central Africa, and I am a member of the team working on APIs using DHIS2. And my favorite food is rice and fufu. So thank you.
Thank you. The next one on my list just says NKM. Are you available?
Hi, I'm Sam Kasuzi. I think my daughter had logged on last on Zoom, so she used that. I'm Sam Kasuzi from Uganda. I have a statistical background. I've been working with the DHIS space since 2011, and that was during the initial implementation with the Ministry of Health with Uganda. I worked with CDC, had a Windows programming background, and then 2011 onwards moved into DHIS2 open source. So I've been supporting mostly DHIS2 implementations. With the last 4 years being in working with the Palladium group, supporting the implementation of the DHIS2-based data warehouse for the Ministry of Health. So I think my contract will be going up to the end of September. Favorite food has been mostly Uganda foods, but okay, with peanuts, G-nuts. However, also from Afghanistan, I came across kabli palau, which is raised with mutton. So that has joined the list as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on my list, I have Pascal. Pascal, are you there? Okay, we will go on to Paul Gonzaga, and Pascal will come back to you.
Well, thank you. My name is Paul Gonzaga from Uganda, and I work with the social and scientific systems. my background is system administration, but I happened to work with USAID sites project in Uganda that's implementing the DHIS2 on behalf of PEPFAR. So I'm a newbie to DHIS2 and software development. I'm a beginner developer, and I'm hoping to learn more from this session. My favorite food is fish with anything else. Thank you.
Great, thank you. It looked like Pascal was able to unmute as well. Pascal, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, hello.
Um,
Hello. I can.
He can be able to use my laptop. We're actually sitting together.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, my name is Daisy J. Pascal, and I'm an app developer, software developer in DHIS2. in DHIS from Rwanda. And
I think we muted one of you, so you should be okay.
okay. And my favorite food is just the fish.
Just fish. Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter Linnigan, I think, is the next one.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Pete. I'm in the UK. I work for BAO Systems. Was originally a physicist, but I enjoyed coding a lot. So I started working with DHIS2 and working on coding solutions to sort of extend the functionality of it when needed for various clients. Worked with MSF and PSI and a fair number of others. And my favorite food probably still is pizza, but I do love pad thai as well.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Next we have Roshan.
Hi, yeah, I'm from Sri Lanka, representing Sri Lanka. I attended the last session also. So my basic responsibilities are I'm working as a researcher and business analyst for HISP Sri Lanka, and doing contributing to training as well as monitoring and evaluation in Sri Lanka and the region. And my favorite foods hasn't been changed since the last academy. It's still spicy Indian food.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next on my list, I have Sam Kasozi.
Oh, I already introduced. I was the NPK.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Next, Sergio Valenzuela. Sergio? No.
Okay, now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm Sergio Valenzuela. I'm from Spain and based in Madrid. I'm a telecommunication engineer and I work as a consultant for a Spanish NGO named EAS. And during the past 5 years, I've been working on projects as a DHIS2 implementer and developer. And since in the last workshop, I have already said my favorite food, I think I'm going into my hobbies. And since I was a child, I really like racket sports like tennis, paddle, and ping pong. So that's it.
Cool, thank you. Thomas Sala is next.
Hi everyone, my name is Tomas Sala. I'm from Spain, I'm based in Barcelona. I am working with MSF Spain as a health technician. I work in configuration and maintenance of DHIS2. My favorite food is paella. Thank you for this workshop.
Thank you. And we're getting very close to the end here. It looks like last but not least, we have Masawi. It looks like maybe he doesn't have, or they do not have the ability to use a microphone. It only has a video. So we'll say welcome, Masawe, as well. If you find your microphone or your microphone is reconnected, please feel free to introduce yourself or introduce yourself just on the Slack as well, which I will introduce next. I believe that is everyone. If anybody did not get a chance to introduce themselves, please speak now. You can unmute yourself.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Yes, my name is Sekibu Alassani, working for HISP Western Central Africa, most of us a developer or implementer, and on interoperability task. So now I'm splitting my time with the global team on packages development. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else not have a chance to introduce themselves yet? Okay. We will be moving on. Thank you everyone for introducing yourselves, and it's great to have you all here. We'll be, as I mentioned, working in smaller groups later, so you get a chance to introduce yourselves to a smaller group of people and to get to know them a little bit better. And yeah, looking forward to that very much. So before we move on to some of the logistics for this workshop, we'll go over just quickly some of the July project that was completed by about 15 participants over the summer. Great submissions. I thought was very impressed with some of the solutions that I saw. And I will be going over some of the kind of common pitfalls or common things that seemed to be challenging from my interpretation of the code and the applications that were submitted later on in this week. But I wanted to take this opportunity to open up the floor if anyone has any feedback that they have for challenges that they encountered in building a full-fledged DHIS2 application, perhaps for the first time, perhaps for not the first time, maybe it has been many applications that you've built. And second question would be, what was easier than you expected and what was harder than you expected in that challenge? So no obligation to answer this question, but I'll open it up to 2 or 3 people that want to speak up. If anybody has any feedback or challenges that you encountered during that project. Does anybody want to start us off?
Well, hi, I'm Sergio again. In my case, I have already made a couple of web applications for DHIS2 before. But this time, it was the first time I was using the UI platform, so the UI components and so on. And it was pretty straightforward, but the main issue I had is that sometimes I didn't have examples enough to base my coding. And I have already told you in the last meeting, the one which we will use for reviewing the July project, but just that because everything after I got some explanation from your side, I was able to implement what I was trying to. So that's it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and just to add on to that, documentation and examples are something that we're looking at really building out, particularly after we release the next version 235 of DHIS2, which we have a deadline for this week. So definitely looking this fall or this autumn to in the Northern Hemisphere to to work on building out that documentation and examples and things. So especially if there are specific components that you would like to see specific examples for, feel free to send those our way, open them as issues on the UI repository in GitHub. That would be very helpful. But thank you for that feedback, and that's a good thing to hear. I saw some other examples of that as well, so that was one of the things I was going to touch on later in the week as well. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Does anyone else have challenges that they encountered in the project, or something that was easier or harder than you expected in using the app platform or the UI core libraries or those types of things?
Hi. Is my voice clear or not?
Very clear.
Thank you. Actually, I have two comments when I worked on the July project. The first was it was really helpful to use the components, DHIS2 components with the front end, like the organization unit tree, which automatically loads the organization unit without any code or additional code to call the API. But there are some things I think should be improved in next improvements, like the organization unit tree order was not as the order of the order of the organization units loaded into the tree was not actually like the order in the tree when you build it on the maintenance app. But I think it could be improved. Another thing is the limitation to the API. So when I wanted this is the most important point, because we are limited to the API. So I needed some features which I couldn't achieve by using the pure API of DHIS2, like loading the comments. I wanted to load all comments. So I found I can use only data sets, data value sets to load the comments, but it didn't support the pagination or data filtering. So I encountered some difficulties using it. So I think maybe the limitation of the API is the most challenging part to develop an application which fits your need. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, and that's again something that we're hoping to address, especially as we build more and more applications on this platform, is to consolidate the API into a consistent format that it's historically been built up over 15 years, and so we're really looking to stabilize and enhance that API so that it's standardized in an accessible way. Thank you for the feedback, and I'm glad that the UI libraries and the org unit tree, for instance, was able to make it easier and faster to develop that application. That's the goal. So thank you very much for that feedback. I'll just have it one more if anybody has any feedback, and then other than that, we can actually create maybe a channel in Slack, which I will talk about in just a moment, for anyone else that has feedback or things that they want to share as well.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, as for me, I got many problems when I was working on the July project, but the main, I got two major problems. So the first main problem, please, is the documentation, please. It was not as complete. I think it should be improved as.
Yep.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying that I think the documentation should be improved. And the second major problem, as for me, is the remote connection. If you are in one instance and you want to use a data query to connect to other server, you are, I think currently it's not possible. So I think it is one of the major features that should be added.
Interesting. So just out of curiosity for that one, you're talking about using data queries to fetch data from multiple DHIS2 servers?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I'd be very curious to explore that use case. That's not something that DHIS2 does out of the box. So it's something that, if that's something that is a strong requirement for you, it'd be very interesting to explore that for us, because we have not designed for that use case. It is possible. We haven't gone over it because it's not a standard use case, but it's definitely something that we can talk about. So feel free to reach out to me directly if you want to discuss that later.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, thank you. And if anyone else has that use case as well, please feel free to add it to the July project feedback channel that I have just created in Slack. I'm going to go ahead and move on since we're running a little bit behind time, but thank you all for your feedback so far, and any more feedback is more than welcome in the July project feedback, and we'll be going over some more of the kind of topics that came up in those projects and the grades as well over the next week. Grades is a loose term, but basically just reviews of those July projects. Good. Let's talk now quickly about the tools that we'll be using this week. I think most everyone is on all of these already, but we're all on Zoom. So Zoom is the first tool, and we'll have each of the sessions for 3 hours per day for the next 4 days on Zoom. The other major requirement for doing DHIS2 application development is some kind of a modern browser. We particularly recommend Google Chrome for their developer tools, but you can also use Firefox, which works well as well. Chromium can work in some cases as well. We also support Edge in DHIS2, but usually we recommend Google Chrome as a developer browser. So that is a requirement as well. The third one is a github.com account. So if you do not have a GitHub account currently, please go ahead and sign up for one now. It's free. You can go to github.com. Probably everyone on this call has one, but we will be using GitHub for some of our tasks. The last one, or the second to last one here, is academy.dhis2.org. That is where you will be submitting the exercises, and you've been invited to that, the course that we're running this week on the Academy website. If you did not get an invitation to that, or if weren't able to sign up for any reason, please reach out to maybe the technical support channel on Slack, which I'll get to in just a moment. Which brings us to the course Slack account, and I'll show the link to that on the next page. But we are doing something a little different than we did last week or last workshop, in that instead of using the discussion forum on the OpenEDX Academy website, we will be using a Slack account, which I think will give some better feedback and responsiveness from the staff into those questions, as well as being able to interact with your fellow participants here. So the web addresses for these different tools and particularly the things that we're using for this course, academy.dhis2.org is pretty self-explanatory. You should have had an invitation to the specific workshop for this week, and that should appear on your homepage at academy.dhis2.org. We also have the Slack account, which you can see the address here. It's also has been shared with you, so you should be able to access that. If you can't, definitely don't hesitate to open up the chat in Zoom and let us know that you're not able to access Slack, but otherwise Slack should be the place that all of our communication and questions and those types of things should go through. Last one, or second to last one here, we have the GitHub repository, which is the same repository as we used for the last workshop, where we will be posting all of the material for each of our sessions over the next week. We'll post links to slides, and that'll also be where the code for each exercise will be located. And finally, we have a dedicated DHIS2 instance for this workshop. It's the same URL as the previous workshop. That is academy.demos.dhis2.org/app-dev-academy. And when you go to that URL, you can log in with the username admin and the password district, just like the Play servers on DHIS2. The reason we set up a custom instance here is so that we're not disrupting any of the demonstrations or developers that are working on the Play servers or the debug servers and those types of things, and we can mess with this and reset it when we need it. So feel free to use that for any of your applications, to point your applications at that instance or to install them there. That's our playground for this week. Does anybody have any questions about that, these links or the resources that we'll be using this week, or have any trouble logging into any of those services? Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. Feel free to reach out on Slack if you have any questions about that. And the final resource here, which I shared last time as well, is developers.dhis2.org. This is relatively new, but it's becoming our central portal for all kind of developer-related content. That's announcements and news about developer releases, library releases, or good things to know that are new in the developer ecosystem. Talks about different upcoming events such as this workshop, links to all the documentation and guides that we have, which, as I mentioned, we're expanding significantly in the next months, as well as a link to the community of practice where you can outside of this workshop, share any questions or comments or work that you've done in developing DHIS2 applications with the rest of the community of DHIS2. I'm going to go ahead and open that up now just to show you a little bit what we have here. So this is the developers.dhis2.org. So we have some articles that have been posted. For instance, just last week, I posted an article about same-site cookies and DHIS2 applications and how that affects, there's a change in Chrome and Firefox and how that affects the development of DHIS2 applications when you're running them on local hosts. So there's some workarounds here for fixing this issue in Chrome when you're developing, as well as some suggestions for how you might address it if it affects your production applications. This is just an example of one of the kind of articles or posts that we have on the long form posts that we have on the developer portal. We also have, if you click on this link up in the top right of this page, you go to the community, where we have also posted a link to that same article. But this is where you can also post any questions or comments or suggestions that you have and share and discuss with the community specifically about application development. We also have events such as this event that we're in today, documentation, and some guides to share as well. I think that's it for our introduction here today. We're going to now take a shorter break, maybe 10 minutes, come back in 10 minutes at 11:10, and we'll get started on the first content of the day. In the meantime, feel free to get up, stretch, use the restroom, whatever you need to use or do in the next 10 minutes. We'll be back here, and feel free to share any questions or suggestions or comments on Slack, or just introduce yourself as well. Really happy to have you all here again. Thank you all for introducing yourselves, and looking forward to the next few days. Thank you all very much again, and talk to you in about 10 minutes. Cheers. Thank you, Ali.